What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to another vid. Going through another back and legs workout here, starting off with some deadlifts, and we're kind of getting in the groove of kind of what we're going to show on these videos. So I ended up changing the title slides, just describing the lift and the weight. The flicker one, I don't know, it just wasn't looking too good on monitors, and it's causing a lot of stuttering with any sort of editing program, so I kind of just moved on. But same thing as always, just working up here, you're going to notice I tend to use the same warm-ups. It's just a way to kind of gauge how long it's going to take me to get to my top sets, and then make minute changes and stuff like that to be as efficient as possible. I want to get to those top sets as quickly as I can and then finish them, so I'm not wasting too much energy for the rest of the workout and then even the rest of the week. Top sets, we're at 540. Something that I do with these heavier sets is just when I break the ground with the first one and I lock it out, it takes so much out of me. So I'll disengage from the bar and then I'll reset and do the lift again and try to get it. So it's usually my game plan here. If on a good day I'm feeling pretty good, I'll try to get a rep almost directly after. I'll kind of hold on to the bar, but sometimes I need to reset, especially with the heavier weights as I approach my 1 rep max. So you're going to see sometimes it doesn't always go how you want. So first rep here, and then I'll go to reset, and I actually end up missing this. So it's not the end of the world. Some days it's just not there. You just have to play it by ear. Take what you can, make the progress you can while you can, and then adjust from that point. So I missed it past the knees, which is pretty good. I have the strength to do it, and then after that set, I basically just did a single and called it there. Got my time in, got my weight in with those reps, and move on to the next week. So safety bar squat here as usual, and again, you can tell by the weights if you've been watching, we're progressing up every week, and then we'll taper off on a deload and then rinse. That will make more sense when we get to the deload and stuff like that. I usually work out in about 4-week blocks, so everything is spent trying to get heavier and heavier weights on each of these movements, with the goal, of course, the more complicated lifts, the big compound, squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, those are where I'm trying my best to get as strong as I can at those. So a lot of just repetition here. You're going to notice a lot of these lifts, they don't really deviate much. I found the lifts that do me pretty well, allow me to recover, allow me to see the most benefit, and I've stuck with them. Sometimes I'll take out certain exercises, experiment, try something else. But I come back to these because I can recover from them. I can get the stimulus from them. I can get the volume, and I'm able to train. I enjoy training, and a workout I'm not looking forward to is something that's going to deter progress in almost anybody. So I try to ignore that as much as I can, and I try to do exercises I'm amped for. I'm excited to put weight on. That's why I like the strongman stuff so much. You can kind of do whatever you want. So hybrid row here, working up, always trying to get this higher and higher. I feel like this carries over well to my speed off the floor deadlifting, and then just helps build lats. And I think the reason why my arms are the way that they are is because of the heavy pulling. Strong back is the foundation to every lift. The stronger back you have, the less likely you are to get injured, and the more poundages and stuff that you can add on to decent lifts. So I usually will do a top set, try to hit some form of high rep amount, and then do back offs depending on how I'm feeling. So it doesn't always go to plan. It's not always smooth. I'll cut back if I need to. And then lat pull downs are a staple. I just feel I get a really nice contraction. I forgot that I didn't film my T-bar rows. There's you can see the workouts at the end. I got to start mixing them in more because some of these are just, it's not interesting to see the same thing over and over again unless it's like a heavy compound lift. So just I got to do better at that. But a lot of them are hypertrophy stuff, and it's just kind of boring to see someone do sets of 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 on bicep curls and lat pull downs and stuff, unless you're in really good shape, really lean, and you can see all this happening. So day 2 here, overhead press, and just very similar to the last vid, similar warm-ups, trying to find a groove, trying to get comfortable and going from there. So working up here, I ended up missing one of my warm-up sets because I hit the record button in the wrong order, or I double tapped it and it didn't record the one after this. So we're jumping right to 198, but that's not what I did. I usually do an intermediate before the actual top set. That was 176, which is usually a red and a white. And then these are my top sets here. I did doubles with these. Overhead press is definitely coming back, and I found if you use like a clean grip with your thumb off the bar, I can press a lot more. For some reason, when I'm using like a traditional grip with the thumb over, like you would on like a bench press or a row or anything, it impedes my rotation, and I'm just not able to lock the overhead press out. So made that switch, and I just reinforced my wrists with wrist wraps just to make sure I'm not doing any damage to myself. And if I notice any sort of pain, anything like that, I'll move on from the lift at the weight that causes that, and maybe just do some back offs and then let myself heal up. So different angle here. I'm actually surprised I was able to do the 3 sets of doubles. Usually by the 3rd set I can usually get a single. So overhead press training is going in the right direction, and ultimately everything's there to support it. You saw close grip bench press in the last workout, same thing here. Notice the rep ranges. We're increasing weight, decreasing the amount of reps done, and then we're working to, I believe, a heavy double, and then obviously the goal is to get that 1 rep max up and kind of go from there. So some weeks I'll do more reps, some weeks not so much. Depends on what part of the program, which is why it's important to be on a program, so you're kind of coordinating everything together. And so ultimately you're not just kind of spinning your wheels and blowing out your gas tank during this time. So be as efficient as you can and get in what you need to get in. You know, the more you can standardize stuff and the more you can replicate that same workout consistently over and over again is the most amount of progress you're going to make. So that's kind of my game plan going forward, and it's worked well for the last 13, 14 years. So definitely you can increase intensity in other ways, add in different stuff, but expect there to be a correction period when you introduce that stuff here. So just another staple here, the seated dumbbell press. These I lowered in weight just because I was getting some shoulder issue. It wasn't feeling too good, and I'm going to work my way back up, and if I preach that again, I may go from there and just adjust the weight and stuff like that. You know, anytime you're dealing with any sort of discomfort, you know, you have to resolve it going forward. So another workout done. Another one coming up soon. Keep following, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next vid. Leave any comments with any questions or email me. All right, bye-bye.